Hey everybody, I'm DurchBurch. Welcome to this kind of E3 news roundup. So, I apologize for how late I'm getting this up. I watched the entirety of, or not the entirety, but most of, I kind of went in and out at a couple points. But I watched most of the Zelda Wii U gameplay, which is absolutely phenomenal. I'm kind of sad we don't get to see story details, but whatever, that's not what this video is about. This video is about all that Sun and Moon news that we got in that short, relatively short compared to Zelda Wii U, 43-minute video that we had we had the quick trailer that was kind of a wrap up of everything that we'd seen before, and then there was the new stuff that came in through the live stream and the live gameplay. And it was the first time they'd done something like this, and it was really cool because we got to see the new Pokemon just kind of randomly, just as if we were the ones playing the game, randomly coming across this new Pokemon. So, it's really cool in that sense. But anyways, I'm going to dive right in right now. So, I'm going to start with the overworld. Because that's where everything starts. Is what we see. There are no movement grids at all, like not in buildings, not outdoors. So it's entirely analog. You go where you want as quickly as you want, which was nice because while Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and X and Y did that, where you could not necessarily be on the grid for movement, it still doesn't. Like, it didn't mesh well. Like, the way you turned was what was weirdest to me. But yeah, like, it was not a perfect, use of the analog in the 6th gen, and so it's good to see that Sun and Moon are taking that and really, honing it, from everything that I saw. But because you don't move in a grid, there's no need for the grass to be in a grid. I mean, like, we've seen that the world's not really grid-like, and now we know for a fact that the grass is not either. It's just all the sprites of grass, as if, you were looking at grass in any other game. And interestingly enough, one of my favorite overworld details is really one of the most minor ones. When you approach a trainer, whether or not you know that they're an actual trainer, the game will tell you. Because when you approach, if you're heading towards a trainer and you're almost in their line of sight, these shadows appear at the top and bottom of your screen as warning indicators saying, hey, there's a battle coming up. So if you really need to heal your Pokemon, take the grass option or whatever. I mean, that's what they had in the gameplay footage that we got to see as they were running around and doing all that. But, that should take me a bit into the battles. Battle-wise, I really like the music for both Wild and Trainer. They're both really good. You can tell it's that Pokemon style to them. But yeah, they're definitely nice. I enjoy the music. I mean, there's probably definitely going to be a day where I'm like, it's getting old. But I don't know when that day will come, or if that day will come quite yet. UI-wise, like the user interface and the GUI and all that, it is so, it has so much utility now. I mean, the old version that we saw, back in the day, and what we have, all the ones we've had for the past 3 generations, 4, 5, 6, were based on 4s, and 4s was good at the time. I remember playing Diamond and Pearl and stuff for the first time. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is so well laid out and so well organized. I love it. But this one took that and completely threw it away. Like, now instead of having the big fight button and then the other one skirting the bottom and sides, everything's pushed to the sides, and in the center you get this little thing where you can see the sprites for the Pokemon in battle, and that's really cool because if you have fought a Pokemon before, you can see. Actually, this comes in a bit later, but I'll bring it in now. But if you fought a Pokemon before, when you're choosing a move, you can see that what moves, will be super effective, not very effective, whatever, because you know the typing now. And so you don't have to kind of mentally keep track of all that. You'll know when you see it. But, like the two little sprites anyways in the center, if somebody has a stat change, a little plus appears next to them. And you can tap that and see how many, stacks down they have or how many stacks up they have in every stat that gets, ups and downs, from what I saw at least. And that's a really cool, good utility implementation there. There's also a quick thing that I don't know if it's always the Pokeball or if it just happened to be the Pokeball there, but I think you could press Y and automatically do it, or you could tap it. But in the corner there's a little Pokeball button, and I'm guessing that just throws out a Pokeball, because I don't think that was the party button. I think there's another one and all that. I don't have any referencing right in front of me right now, so. But anyways, going beyond the UI and all that awesomeness, we get into the graphics of the battle. All the trainers are fully modeled, and they have reactions to things happening in the battle. Now, I'm sure that not every character of the same type will be unique. Like, not all youngsters or lasses will have unique, reactions. I feel like most of them, if not all, will have the same exact reactions whenever something happens. But I feel like characters like How, that are more unique, story entwined and important, will have multiple different types of reactions that are possibly unique, differing between battles. And I absolutely love everything that I've seen so far, about the trainers. It's great to see that. And speaking of trainers, they confirmed customization is back. They confirmed this with a topic I'm going to be talking about later, but yeah, they were like, well, can we talk about that? And Masuda's just like, oh yeah, customization's back. So everybody can cheer now, we got customization. But anyways, going beyond trainers, the most important part of the battle, the animations. The most important part other than the Pokemon. But the animations for attacks, stat changes, healing, all of that, all these things that you were going to constantly be seeing. All of the attacks I've seen so far looked great. And I wanted to get a screenshot, but I didn't want to go back to do it, of the, I think it was Thundershock or Thunderbolt, I think it was Thundershock though, that Pichu used. Absolutely the best electric attack animation I have ever seen in Pokemon. I have never liked the 3D games electric attack animations. I didn't like the old ones. The 4th gen was the best of the electric types, but in the sprite-based games, like 4th and then a little bit of 5th were okay. But yeah, like the really old games, the electric moves looked terrible. And then, all the 3D games, though, all of their electric attacks they were so dumb. They didn't look unique, and I felt that the electricity was always too fat. It didn't look like a beam of electrified particles. It looked like, look at this fuzzy squiggly line. That's yellow. I don't know. It wasn't terrible. And they definitely were best in the 6th gen, for that impact. They didn't have much impact in Battle Revolution, but I liked their animations more. But they kind of tied all that together nicely into a neat bundle with Sun and Moon. I really like the animations there. And the other animations, really, every single one I've seen, I'm like, that is the best, version I've seen of it in 3D. And I'm really happy that I can be able to say that, because, well, attack animations don't have to be perfect, and if they're bad, I'm not gonna care. If they're good, I do care, because that's just, that makes me more excited. It means I'll be more willing to sit through them during fights. But beyond attacks, you got your stat changes. And stat changes, they're never that fancy looking, but these new ones are slightly different than the old ones in the sense that there's now these like weird little ball things that kind of go up or down. It's like kind of a combination of the 5th gen healing animation and the 6th gen stat debuffs and buffs. And so that's exciting to see. There's also healing. This is the most unique healing we've ever seen. All the healing was always similar to a stat change where something would be going up. Whether it were sparkles or green lines in sparkles and all that, or green orbs in sparkles. Except this time, when you heal, there's like this little pop that goes off around them like a poo. And at least that's from potions, I know. But that little pop of green balls and energy and stuff, it looks really nice, and I'm completely happy with it. It's the best iteration I've seen, ever. Level ups, they're also neat. They're more colorful than they've been in the past, where they were usually like blue tones. This one, it's like a white flash, and there's a bunch of colors, and it's like, oh. And then when the stats go up, you can actually watch the numbers tick up. Is it important? No. Is it fun? Oh yeah. And then also the Pokeball animations. Whether you're throwing out a Pokeball, you're taking your Pokemon back in, you're throwing a Pokeball to catch something, every animation is really good, and I really like it. And they even added more suspense between the second and third shake. It'll go tick tick, tick tick, and then it's so much longer later, and it's just the suspense builds, and it's click or poof. And whatever's in comes out. And even guaranteed catches. They're sitting there on the edge of their seats while they're playing, oh my god, am I gonna catch it? And then they catch it, and you get more excited because there's that extra level of suspense there. Beyond the graphics, though, there was something I mentioned earlier. What revealed that customization was back for trainers was the Battle Royale. The Battle Royale mode is completely new. It's a 4-person free-for-all. Where, by the sounds of it, you can have up to 6 Pokemon. And basically, your goal is to have the most Pokemon remaining, and the most Pokemon defeated. Those scores are added together, and that's your goal. And it's 1 Pokemon at a time, by the sounds of it. You do 1 round until, all but 1 faints or something like that, or 1 faints. I think they only did 1. I don't think that that's a guarantee, though. I feel like there might be some settings to it and all that, but we really don't know everything quite yet. But you know what the most important thing about a Pokemon game is? The Pokemon. And so going into the Pokemon that we got to see in the gameplay, we got to see 2. We got to see Yungoos, which is completely new. When they were running into the grass, I'm just going to say this, I was expecting to see, Ewanko and learn its English name, or to see Nekawala and its English name, but we didn't. We didn't see them at all. And that made me, it kind of took me aback a bit, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're not showing them yet, and they're not on the first route. I thought that for sure they were going to be some of the starting ones. I mean, I kind of felt like Nekawala was going to be more like Pancham, how it's a bit later in the game that you find it. It's just an adorable Pokemon that everybody can love. And I guess you could also apply that logic to Ewanko, which we'll probably see later. But anyways, we saw Yungoos, which is, my guess, the 2-stage normal type, but it could also be a 3-stage normal type Pokemon that we're going to be getting our hands on, in the same vein as Stoutland and the Lillipup Herdier Stoutland line, because I kind of theorized that Ewanko would be the new 2-stage. Now, I could be completely wrong in this guess and idea, and Yungoos could be the 2-stage. I mean, it looks like a lot of the past 2 stages. Just look at, Sentret and Furret, Zigzagoon and Linoon, Bidoof and Beebarrel, Patrat and Watchog. They're all kind of those slightly longer bodied normal type Pokemon that are all mammal based. It could be it could very well be, completely 2-stage, and I'm just completely wrong, but I really want it to be a 3-stage, because I want to see where Yungoos goes. It's also the second Mongoose Pokemon we've had. I mean, there's Zangoose, and there's now Yungoos. I don't think that they're going to be connected by evolution or anything like that. Honestly, I was always disappointed by Zangoose. I didn't think it took its Mongoose inspiration to heart. I don't feel like the name fitted as well. I didn't feel like it was as much of a Mongoose. I mean, there were definitely some details that were Mongoose-like, but, you know, Yungoos really takes that Mongoose slender, floppy body, and you know, uses it well. But beyond Yungoos, there's also Pikipek. Pikipek is the Pokemon we saw in that first trailer. I'm okay with the design. I don't think it's great. I mean, Yungoos has its adorable toothy grin. Pikipek has its head shape. I mean, there's not enough of a uniqueness to it, I feel. I mean, but the thing is, if you think about Pidgey, Pidove, and, you know, all those starting area bird Pokemon, they're never that special. I mean, Hoot Hoot and Noctowl have the best design of any of them, basically. And Pidove doesn't get its coolness look until its third evolution if it's male. Like, you know, a lot of them, they're really disappointing. I mean, Hoot Hoot's a 2-stage, so I don't even know if it technically counts in this category with Pikipek and all that, but Pikipek might be 2-stage too, we don't know. But honestly, I'm not a huge fan of it design-wise yet. I want to see where it goes with its evolutions and its typing and all that. Because from what we saw, I think it is a normal flying type. I think they caught it, but I just wasn't paying attention at the time, so I don't know. But I feel like it, you know, it's not that unique right now, and that it needs to expand in its uniqueness, just like, you know, Talonflame did in the 6th gen. But not only did we see Pokemon that are new in the gameplay, we also saw, and I don't think we saw it in the gameplay, I'm pretty sure we didn't see it in the gameplay, but we also saw Grubbin in a trailer that was released afterwards. Grubbin is the most adorable bug-type Pokemon I've ever seen. It's a tiny grub with big, pinchery mandibles, and I love him. I think it is absolutely adorable. I want one, and I want one now. The plushies for this thing are going to be, you know, great. I mean, this thing is... I just can't get over Grubbin. I'm so excited. I think it's going to be a beetle when it grows up, and if it is, I'm going to be so excited because it's going to be like a big pincery beetle. It could be an ant. I don't know. There's a lot of bugs that have grubs, and I'm just really excited to find out what it is. You know, that's the thing. It's a bug type. They usually evolve quickly. So, you know, I'll probably find out exactly what Grubbin is very fast. And I'm excited to do that. And that's most, if not all, of what they showed off. I mean, there's definitely a few other things that I didn't talk about, but, you know, if they weren't important enough for me to remember them, they're probably not super, super important. But yeah, I mean, Sun and Moon are looking to be absolutely great, and really are revolutionizing Pokemon even before the next gen of, you know, handheld gameplay, you know, systems for it. Like, you know, when it went from Game Boy Advance to DS, you know, we had that big shift. We had the change from, you know, like the move selection being on the top screen to having it on the bottom screen in a super convenient place. But this time, everything has become so much more convenient, so much more helpful. You don't have to have a notepad as much at VGC anymore. You can just bring a small sticky note and write down your stuff on that, because you do not need to keep track of stat changes. You do not need to keep track of you know, what's super effective against what. It is all there, and it is absolutely great. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you made it through this entire video with me, that's awesome. I hope you love Disc, and yeah. See you guys. I hope you guys enjoy watching the rest of the E3 coverage. There is a lot of Zelda stuff coming up. So, stay tuned for that. Watch E3 at watch at e3.nintendo.com. Go to the Nintendo YouTube channel. Go to the Nintendo Twitch channel. Watch it somehow. It's great. If not a bit depressing at times by how bad their gameplay is or their jokes, but you know, they're Nintendo and you just gotta love them for that. So, alright, bye guys. If you liked this video and would like to see more, please subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Google+, where we post behind the scenes things, funny pictures, and more. We hope to see you there.